Alright, so multicolored review time for Lord of the Rings. So, these are all the multicolored cards in the main set. We'll do a separate video for the Commander set because there's just so many cards. So these are cards applicable to Modern, being released in Historic as well, I believe. So first of all, we'll start with Aragorn the Unifier. Now I know it's not a two-colored card, but he has a similar ability. He's one red. He is red, green, white, blue, so he's Omnath colors basically. Whenever you cast a white spell, make a 1/1. Whenever you cast a blue spell, scry 2. Whenever you cast a red spell, he deals 3 damage to target opponent. Whenever you cast a green spell, pump a creature +4/+4. Very good value, but the problem is he doesn't do anything in the immediate turn he's played. The true advantage, he's up against Omnath for Modern, and Omnath immediately draws you a card. If you play it off curve, you might... Yeah. The Omnath is just honestly better value. It's a smaller stat line, but yeah, I think, sadly, as fun as Aragorn, he might be a fun build into something. And definitely in Commander, 100% we'll be putting him in a multicolored Madness deck, but sadly I don't think he'll see any kind of Modern play. Arwen, the Immortal Queen, sorry. 1 green and white for a legendary elf noble, my apologies. She enters the battlefield with an indestructible counter on her, and for 1 you may remove an indestructible counter, and then another creature gains indestructible to the end of turn. You put a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter on that creature, and a 1/1 counter and a lifelink counter on Arwen. 3 mana indestructible, it's good, but I don't think you'll see play Modern when the best removal spells are basically Solitude and Prismatic Ending. Sadly, I don't think she'll make the cut. Again, she'll be a fun thing to throw into a counters deck in Modern, a counters deck in Commander, but no. Eowyn and Arwen Wed, 6 mana for a 3/6 Vigilance. When it enters the battlefield or attacks, put a 1/1 counter on each other creature you control, and you gain 1 life for each other creature you control. So great for a 1/1 counter synergy or a tokens go wide synergy, but again, not a Modern card. Sauron, the Lidless Eyes, 2 red and a black, 4/4. When it enters the battlefield, gain control of the target creature an opponent controls, and until the end of turn, untap it against haste. And you can pay 3 mana, creature you control gain +2/+0 until the end of turn. Each opponent loses 2 life. So, good sync for infinite mana, a good threaten effect. You might see play in some kind of Blink Commander deck, but again, 5 mana is really too much for a Niv-Mizzet Commander strategy. A Niv-Mizzet Modern strategy. Basically, your 5-drop Niv or your Supreme wants to be built around that. Aragorn, Company Leader, 1 green and white for a 3/3 Human Ranger. Whenever the ring tempts you, you may choose a creature other than Aragorn, and if a counter, put a counter among the ones first strike, vigilance, death touch, lifelink on him. Whenever you put 1 counter Aragorn, for each one of those kind of counters and up to another target creature. So ring tempts you Commander, ring tempts you strategy. Don't think ring tempts you will see play in Modern, in Niv decks, but it will be fun in Commander. And honestly, maybe there's probably enough synergies now to build a ring tempts you deck, but we'll have to go into that later. Please look at other videos of what the ring does. It's basically an emblem you power up, and then if you whenever you get tempted, you give it to a creature, and if that creature hits, you get a bunch of triggers. Balrog, Durin's Bane, 5 black and a red for a 7/5 Avatar Demon. Costs 1 less for each opponent, sacrifice this turn. It can't be blocked except by legendary creatures, and when it dies, destroy target artifact or creature an opponent controls. Yeah, again, flavor-wise, great, but honestly, not powerful enough to see play in Modern. What I think this set was really good at was simulating. I'll explain at the end what I feel about this set. Daughters of Duran, 3 a green and a red for a legendary artifact. Whenever you attack scry 2, then you reveal the top card of your library. If it's a creature card, put it into the battlefield, tapped and attacking. And if gains trample, if you control a dwarf, and hexproof if you control an elf. So it's basically the Atali or Elrog, no, what's his name? The legendary boar god trigger. But 5 mana, yeah, too much for a maybe a fringe Modern deck, but it won't see play in Niv to Light Modern. Other one, Master of Healing, 2 a green and a blue. Elf Noble, 4/4. Whenever you scry, put a 1/1 counter on each of the X target creature, or X is the number of cards you looked at while scrying. Whenever a creature you control with a 1/1 counter on it becomes a target of a spell or ability and opponent controls, you may draw a card. It has to be built around a scry deck, so no, not really for a not really got to see a place for that, if I'm honest. So Eowyn, Fearless Knight. Eowyn, Fearless Knight. Human Knight, 2 blue, white and a red for a 3/4 of haste. When it enters the battlefield, exile target creature and opponent controls with greater power. Legendary creatures you control gain protection from each of that creature's colors until the end of turn. I like that she's a removal spell. but it has to be a creature with greater than 3 power. Get you. She's an interesting one. She does come down, removes the creature, a big blocker, gives your creatures protection. So what I could see this doing is if you bring to light her out to get through a lethal attack, this could be a fringe card to try out, maybe, dependent on the meta. If Murktide and Death Shadows are huge, it could be a very fun thing to deal with. Next we have Faramir, Prince of Ilfenin. I've talked about this card in a short. I believe it would be really fun to be built around in Commander, but I think it would see play in Modern. Not really, because he's contingent on him surviving. Again, maybe in the right meta, it'd be pretty fun. I mean, he playing against a control deck, he's guaranteed to draw you an additional card if you keep him alive, but he is pretty fragile. The 4 mana slot is very contested for optimized Niv decks, because you obviously are placing against Omnath, or in my case, some of the other fringe stuff that I try. But I could see trying these 2 cards, Eowyn and Faramir. Maybe we'll do some more videos of that. Here we go. First gold spell, Flame of Andor. 1, a blue and a red for an instant. Choose 1. If you control a wizard, you may cast 2 instead, so it's a command. Target player draws 2 cards, destroying an artifact, or it deals 5 damage to target creature. So this is slightly different Prismari command, because Prismari command you get 2, it loots, deals 2 damage, or you draw a card. I could see a world where 5 damage to creature could be good, and it is straight up card advantage, which is better than looting in a Niv deck because you're not playing with your graveyard as much. Although Supreme, the presence of Supreme now makes that And we will not most likely not control a wizard because I don't believe in the main Niv decks run wizard's main board. So 3 mana for one of these is kind of sub-rate. It might be one to try again. It could be a let's try this card. Obviously blowing up a hammer into speed is really good. Card advantage if you can't use that. 5 damage to a creature is also not irrelevant. Kills most. This will go on the try list. It's going to be a very long try list by the end of this video. Galadriel Lothrin. 1, a green, a blue. Whenever the ring tempts you, if you choose a creature other than her, you scry free. Whenever you scry, you may reveal the top card of your library if it's a land, put it onto the battlefield tapped. Great in the commander deck, great in the scry deck, but honestly not going to see play in modern, if we're 100% honest. Gandalf the Grey. This one was spoiled previously. Whenever you cast into a sorcery, we choose one that hasn't been chosen. He's free, a blue and a red, 3/4 legendary wizard. We get to tap or untap a permanent, deal 3 damage to each opponent, copy an instant or sorcery, and then we have to put him on top of his library. So, a flavor card definitely, but definitely not a modern playable card. Gimli, Mournful Avenger. 1, a red and a green, for a 3/2 dwarf warrior. He has indestructible as long as 2 more creatures died under your control this turn. Whenever another creature you control dies, put a 1/1 counter on him. If this ability resolves for the 3rd time, he fights up to 1 creature you don't control. So, 2 creatures die, he gets bigger, gains indestructible, 3rd creature dies, he fights something. The contested spot for Gruul in Modern is the Kavar, the Territorial Kavu. So I don't think we'll be seeing him, I'm afraid. Gimli's 2, need to go 2 wide. King of the Oathbreakers. 2, a white and a black for a Spirit Noble 3/3 with flying. Whenever he or another spirit becomes the target of a spell, phase out. Whenever the king phases back in, you create a tap for 1 spirit token with flying. Yes, I like this. I love C. Edgar. Hard to kill, 4 mana threat. The fact that spells don't kill him is pretty good, so it can't be prismatic ended, although 4 mana won't probably get him done. He can't be unholy heated, and he always brings back another creature. The only problem would be Solitude and Furies, but the keyword here says it's when it becomes a target of a spell, so you could target it yourself. This will probably be at the top of the let's try this out in modern list. We'll move on. Lotho, Corrupt Sheriff. Whenever a player casts a 2nd spell each turn, you lose 1 life and create a treasure token. A 2/1 that ramps if our opponent casts a 2nd spell. I mean, this is amazing in Commander because obviously 1 rotation will make you loads of treasures. You'll probably go in the creatures only deck for fun. There's a more efficient way of ramping. But probably maybe a fun thing to try on. Merry, Esquire of Rohan. Red-white, 2/2 Halfling Knight, haste. 1st strike as long as it's equipped, irrelevant in our deck. Whenever you attack with Merry and another legendary creature, you draw a card. So it would be like Niv or the King of Oathbreakers if we're trying that deck, or an Edgar, because our Kavus won't trigger. Sadly, no, I think he's a little too low. So let's go and have a look at Pippin, God of the Citadel. Vigilance Ward 1, another target creature you control gains protection from the card type you have chosen until the end of turn. A white and a blue 2/2. So this is kind of an approximation of Mother Runes. So this definitely goes on the try list, and it has a ward. So we could, yeah, might be one to try out. I'm actually seeing a world where we play this Vigilance as well as well. If we play this with Kingdom of, yep, definitely going on the try list. We're going to try Pippin, Sam Gamely, Sam the King. If you've seen the, if you know. Whenever another non-target creature you control on this battlefield, you control, you create a food. And then sacrifice 3 foods, return target historic card from your graveyard to your hand. Again, fun for Commander, don't see it doing much in Modern. It's very... But definitely want to try in Commander. Sauron's Ransom. 1 blue and a black for a instant. Choose an opponent, look at the top 4 cards of your library, separate them. Then look at the top 4 cards of your library, separate them into a face down pile and a face up pile. Put one of the cards into your hand, other into your graveyard. The ring tempts you. This is an approximation of Fact or Fiction with the added bonus of the ring tempts you. I could see playing this for card advantage. In fact, it's instant as well as a huge advantage. Again, we'll go on the try list. Definitely going to be cool in the main Niv deck in Modern, I think. We'll give it a go. Okay, Shagraloot, Loot Bearer. 2 black red, 4/4 legendary orc. Whenever it attacks up to 1 time. Attach it to 1 target equipment to it, then a mass X number of equipment attached to it, so it's equipment 1 irrelevant to us. Sharkly, Tyrant of the Shire. Activate abilities on lands your opponents control can't be activated unless they're mana abilities. Has all the activated abilities of your opponent lands your opponents control except I can't use mana to activate any of those abilities. So it's just no fetch lands. I do love that. I play Shadow of Doubt in my deck, as you undoubtedly know. But 4 mana, by 4 mana our opponent will probably have all of the mana they need. It does shut down Saga, but wouldn't shut down the tutor, and it would give us the ability to make constructs. Maybe a sideboard card, yeah, but well, it's definitely on the list. There's a huge list of 4 mana things we'll try. Sherbeth, Child of Ungraf, 6 mana for a Spider Demon, 8/8, Ward Death Touch 2, Spiders have Death Touch 1. Whenever you deal damage to a creature, Spider kills a creature, you create a token food that's a copy of it, except it's not fair. So it's like Merkle, but for food tokens. Very cool, but 6 mana. I'm not going to see any Modern play, I'm afraid, in the Niv deck. Smeagol, Helpful Guide. 1 black green. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature down your control, the ring tempts you. Whenever the ring tempts you, target opponent reveals the top card of their library until they reveal a land. Put that card in the battlefield, put the rest into their graveyard. That's very cool. That could be one to test. Definitely for definitely going to be though for Commander. Obviously a ring tempts you deck. I mean, I'll have to fully assess the ring tempts you from maybe a ring tempts you Modern deck and see if we can make it work. It'd be kind of cool if we could. It's definitely going to be a fun build around we'll look at. Another Balrog, Flame of Odin. 3 black red. Whenever a creature deals thing, put a 7/7 that tucks itself. Nah, not playable, I'm afraid. Eowyn Undamel. Whenever we scry for a 1/1 counter target creature and play 6 mana scry 2, again for cool commander card, but not really anything that's going to break a bank here. Bilbo the Retired Burglar, 1 blue red for a 1/3 halfling. When it enters the battlefield or leaves the battlefield, the ring tempts you. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. I could see trying this card. The ring tempts you's first ability gives it unblockable by creatures with greater power. So it could be one to try out, yeah. We'll put Bilbo onto the old try out spell. What about Bree? Instead, if you don't control food, create a food token. Nope, not going to see play here. Dentar, Ruling Steward, Human Noble, 1 white black, 2/4. At the beginning of your end step, if a creature under your control this turn, create a 1/1 white human spirit. White human turn, sorry. Sacrifice another creature opponent gains select. Aristocrat strategy, not going to see play probably in our Modern deck. Friendly Rivalry, target creature you control to 1 target legendary creature you control, each deal damage with that power to target creature you don't control. Very effective removal spell, could be a sideboard card. With Karvu, this could be like a 5 damage. Yeah, definitely one to look at. We'll try that, kind of like a cheap ground assault. Frodo Baggins, green-white. Whenever Frodo Baggins, the legendary creature enters the battlefield and you control the ring tempts you, as long as he's a ring bearer, it must be blocked if able. We could try this. I think Frodo could be a good hit. I mean, I've fallen out of favour with what's it called? The Well, here's the thing, we run Glittering Wish, so we could run a huge sideboard of, this is, nope, I'm brewing in my brain, I've got to get through the rest of these cards. But Frodo's definitely one we'll look at. Gandalf Sanction, 1 blue red. Does X damage to a creature or excess damage into the sorcery card in your graveyard? Excess damage is dealt to that creature's controller instead. So this is a version of the Jumpstart card from Ravnica, very cool. The fact that we could do damage on top of something's great. You know, I imagine this would be sick in a, against Hammer Time. We do 1 damage to, like, 2 damage to Stoneforge Mystic, the excess 2 goes to the face. I'd be very interested to play this. Sorcery speed does hurt it, but we'll definitely give it a go. It might be one. We might have enough cards for 1-ofs, and this could be another Lutri deck. Alduin the Windlord, 6 mana for a 4/4. This spell costs 2 less. As long as you draw 2 or more cards this turn, bird you control a vision, so bird tribal, nothing to worry about. Legolas, counter of kills, 2 green, blue, 3/4, elf archer. Whenever you scry, Legolas, counter of kills is tapped, you may untap it. Whenever a creature you put dice, put 1 more counter on him, so you untap, it's another one built around the scry mechanic. Whenever 1 or more counters are put on army, goblin, or orc you control, that many +1 is put on instead. So, not too great with the old, there's ones for 1/1 counter, specifically tribal. Mouth of Sauron. When it enters the battlefield, target player mills 3 cards and a mass X, also X's and into the sorcery cards in that player's graveyard. Cool ability, but again, 5 mana, a bit too expensive to try out. Old Man Willow, Tree Folk, equal to number of land you control. Whenever it attacks, you may sacrifice another creature or token. When you do, target creature and opponent draws a -2/-2 to the end of turn. Pretty cool. Probably, I mean, scales with number of lands you control. No protection, there's a big issue. Probably not going to see play, but cool card to potentially put into Mon decks. Prince Elmir the Fair. Whenever you draw your second card each turn, create a 1/1 white human creature token. Not going to sit well with us, obviously, because we don't make anything too good. We don't draw 2 cards. Ringside, 1 blue and a black. Sorcery. The ring tempts you. Search your library for a card that shares the color of a legendary creature you control. Reveal, then put it in your hand and shuffle. This is really good because, obviously it'll be great in Commander, but the ring tempts you turns the creature that you make your ring bearer legendary. So, if you could make a creature your ring bearer, I still don't think you'll see play though, because the problem would be you make the creature legendary, then it gets removed, then you have no colors. So could you get a land? That'd be one to test with. We'll have to see. Have to see. Rise of the Witch King, 4 mana. Sorcery. Each player sacrifices a creature. If you sacrifice a creature's way, you may return the permanent card from your graveyard to the battlefield. So this is Deadly Brew, but on 4 mana. Sorcery. No, I don't think it'll be too good. Shadow Summoning. White and black. Create 2 tapped 1/1 white spirit tokens with flying. So tap flying tokens, 2 mana, make 2/2s. 2/1, 2 power. Lingering Souls has fallen out of favour, but it could be. It's definitely one to look at. But I don't think it'll see play. It might be a try once, see how it feels. Shadowfax, Lord of Horses. Horses have haste. A horse attacks with a creature card with lesser power from your hand onto the battlefield, taps and attacking. So this is another Ilmag with lesser power than 4. But yeah, cool commander card, but nothing that's going to see play in Modern, particularly in our decks. Last 3. Strider Ranger of the North. 4 mana for 4/4 landfall. Whenever land enters the battlefield, the control type creature gets a 1/1 to the end of turn. If that creature had power 4, create it against first strike to the end of turn. Not going to see play, outclassed by obviously Omnath and everything else, and probably not the best 4-mana legend from the set that we've seen. Faerun, King of Rohan. 3 mana Boros, 2 free human noble. Or another human. Whenever he or another human enters the battlefield on your control, target creature gains double strike to the end of turn. This, definitely cool commander card. Definitely could do some major damage in Commander. And maybe could see play in Modern in the sideboard of the Wish deck, because I was thinking if Niv's on the field and we've got a clear attack, we could wish for this, grab this, put it in, give Niv double strike. I could see a world where that could be cool. That will definitely be one of the things we'll try. Then we have Urgok of the White Hand, 4 mana Rakdos, 3/3. Whenever another creature you control dies with 1 counter on the right, if you have a creature that was Goblin, or could put 2 counters on him. So it doesn't really see play. So lots of cool cards. Nothing that jumps out at me as the most amazing thing. I think this set was definitely a Commander set that was, but this was the kind of thing I like. Feel how they should have designed their sets in the future. Like the big splashy spells are for, and legends are for Commander. The cool little things like the cantrippy spells and the burn spells are for Constructed. It built really well. So that was my first impressions of the multicolored cards. I'll probably do a couple of shorts explaining the ones I do after a little bit more thought on it. But yeah, let me know what you think about this set. I mean, flavor-wise, it's 100%, so can't wait for it to be released.